full body.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Blooming Beauty. My name is Amber if you are new here, and if you are a great subscriber of mine coming back for another video, I appreciate you and I appreciate all of the new people that have found my videos. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a simple, quick little eyeshadow for beginners little tutorial. I'm going to use minimal eyeshadows just to show you how to get that nice blended effect of your eyeshadow for whatever occasion. You can use this for a glam look, simple look, everyday look, everything. It's really just the basics for how to blend your eyeshadow properly. Want to see how I'm able to pop on my lashes real quick? If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I'm able to just pop them bad boys on, and I am always getting asked how can I do that. So if you want that video, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and comment and tell me you want to see that, and I'll go ahead and make that for the next video. So since today is just going to be focusing on eyeshadow, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera. I will also link my eyebrow tutorial that I already have on my channel, but I will also do an updated eyebrow routine because I changed up a couple things just a little bit for the summertime look. So I will also do an updated video on that. So let's not have this intro too long as it already probably is. Let's go ahead and jump right into this tutorial. Okay, so now that I have done my eyebrows, now onto the eyeshadow tips. So first tip, of course, is the base of your eyes. So that means you need to prime it. So you can either use a primer. I like to use the NYX primer in skin tone. So it's like just like a nice little skin tone shade. I don't think you guys can see that. It's like a nice skin tone shade, and I prefer that because my eyelids are oily. My whole skin, in fact, is oily. So when I did use concealer, my eyelids would get oily, and then my eyeshadow would start cracking and separating, and it was a mess. So I needed something that was thicker and more tacky so that the eyeshadow could stick to it. But if you don't have that problem, or you just want to give it a try, I would suggest you use a nice primer. You could use a nice concealer, which is like, for instance, this NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, or whatever concealer that you have on hand, and then set it with a powder. You could set it with a loose powder like this from Maybelline, or if you have a pressed powder, you can set it with a pressed powder, and this is from E.L.F. So whatever type of powder that you have, whatever color concealer that you have, definitely set that primer with powder. Some people say don't, some people say do, but because we're summertime right now, not setting that primer if you're using concealer will make your eyeshadow start separating because it's gonna get hot, your eyelid's gonna start sweating, and your makeup gonna melt off. You're gonna look nasty. So that's my first tip. So that's what I'm going to do. Next tip is get a nice transition shade. So you want your colors to go from like lightest to dark as far as your crease. So I like to start off with something that's a little warm or close to my skin tone, depending on the look that I'm doing. I'm going to do something that's just a little bit warmer so that you guys can be able to see it, but technically it is closer to my skin tone. So that's just going to lay a nice base for us as we're doing our eyeshadow. Now what brush you can use also depends on your eye shape. I can go more in depth with brushes if you guys want me to in another video, because that would just take way too long. But for my first transition shade, I like to go in with a nice fluffy brush like this, and I'm going to go in with one of my bite-sized E.L.F palettes, and I'm going to use just this warm shade right here, and I like to get a nice amount on it, tap the excess off, and then go right on my crease with that color. You know what? Let me actually zoom you guys in closer so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so we are all nice and close and personal up in here. So again, just going in with that warmer brown shade, and we're going to start laying that down as a base. And as a tip for your brush, always hold your brush towards the end. Don't mind my nail. Yes, it has broken. But you're gonna hold it towards the bottom of your brush like this, so you can have like that, a nice loose control over it. Up here, it'll be too tight, and it'll just make it really hard to blend out to get a nice soft blown out look. So just a tip on that. I like to go in windshield wiper motions, and then also circular motions to buff out the edges and blow it out. And as you can see, I am looking into my mirror, and I'm also tilting my head back so that I can put my colors exactly where it needs to go. But I also like to add just a little bit more dimension or depth to my eyeshadow look, so you can go in with an even deeper brown color. And I'm going to, this palette it's been through some things, but I love it. We're gonna go in with the Colourpop Bare Necessities palette. It has really nice cool tones, warm tones of like neutral colors. So we're gonna go in with this color right here. It's a little bit of more of a warmer brown, and for this step we're going to focus on this outer V and bring it halfway in, or more of a quarter, not half, and stop it right there. So focus it right here. So we're gonna go here, here, blend it out, stop, like that. Oh, this thing is pigmented, baby. Alright, so key to this process is all about blending. So when you add another color, you always go back to that first color or that color before that, so you can be able to blend it all together. And then sometimes that first color may have gotten a little lost, like ours did, that first transition shade. So we're gonna just go back into that E.L.F Bite Size palette and go into that first color. We're gonna use that same, I keep looking at that, look here. We're gonna go back into that same buffing brush that we used, the bigger fluffy one, and we're gonna go right on top and just blend out those edges. Let me just say this, and it is not a jab to anybody, but please be careful when blending your colors. When you're here at this brow bone right here, let's keep the colors there. Let's not bring your colors all the way up here unless you're doing like an editorial look and it's necessary. But for a nice everyday look, let's make sure we're just focusing that color right at that brow bone. Let's not go past that. Let's not let's not go past that. Now to the eyelid shade. So what you can do here, right now this is just beginner friendly. So we're not gonna carve out nothing. We're not gonna cut crease nothing. Not gonna do none of that. We just gonna go right into a nice shade, because it's not white. and it's not. It's like a nice pale peach color, like that. It's really nice. Oh, focus on me. Nice peachy type of nude type of tone. Really great for our skin tone if you're not one to do shimmer or anything. I've been finding myself gravitating more to a lot of mattes lately on my eyelids, and I've always been more of a, what's the word, shimmer. I've been more of a shimmer lady. A shimmer person. So for this, you can use your finger. I can use mine because this one is broken, or you can use a flat eyeshadow brush. This one is my favorite one, and this is from E.L.F. Love this brush. It's cheap, like $2 or $3, and it works perfect. But first, going in, I'm going to use my finger. Don't talk about my broken nail, or I will come for you through this camera. And I'm just going to pop that on the eyelid like that. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and go in with that flat shade brush, put a little bit on there, but like this eye wasn't able to get right up in there. So that's going to help me get in there, and then blend into a little bit of that crease. And do the same over here. I'm going to bring it right into that eyeshadow socket and blend it in with that crease color. And then we're not gonna cover up this V that we did, but we're going to feather in that lighter shade into that darker shade, just to blend everything together. Like that. Back to basics, we're gonna go again. It's the previous color we just added, which was that darker warm shade in that outer V. And we're just going to add back what may have been lost. At first, before I add any more color though, we're just gonna go with whatever's left on the brush and lightly feather it into that lighter shade. Now I'm gonna go in with I'm just gonna tap it, because that was very pigmented. That color is very pigmented. And we're just feathering, so I'm like tapping and dragging right at the edge where that lighter eyeshadow was into that darker eyeshadow. Because one thing you don't want with your eyeshadow is no harsh lines. I'm going to make that blink across the screen. No harsh lines. So we're going to do a bunch of blending until we make it all seamless. All seamless, people. We're going to get it together. Bring it on in, buff it out, and we're gonna drag it a little bit out. A little bit out the way. So it gives you like a nice, effortless little wing on its own. Like that. Like that's basically it. Basically it for eyeshadow. And I do want to go in, so it looks like on this eye, a little bit of my warmer first shade is a look on. I'm just gonna add it back. Okay, so that's basically it for eyeshadow. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go off camera and add eyeliner and my eyelashes, foundation, all that whatnot. Come back and then show you how you do your lower lash line to match the top. You guys can see that, I'm sorry. Let me start over. So again, we're going to start from the outer V, and we're going to tap. I'm not going to swipe or anything. I want to get as much color payoff as I can. We're going to just tap that color. and build it up to the darkness that I want. And then just to blend out below that just a little bit, not too much, because we don't want to, you know, look like a little raccoon by the eyes. I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to wipe off that warm brown and then go back into that E.L.F. Bite Size palette in this shade right here. And we'll just tap that and get my mirror. And I'm just gonna tilt my head back and just blend out that bottom. Just like that. So now if you want to, this step is very optional based on your preference. Since I'm really just all matte eyeshadows right now, I do want to put a little pop of shimmer in my inner corner. Back into the, another bite-sized E.L.F. palette, and I'm going to use this shimmer shade right here. It's more of a champagne color, so I think this is going to pop a little bit more than the bronze shade. So I just wanted to stand out a little bit more. Yeah, that was better. And you just tap it up to blend it into that lid shade, like that. And again, like I said, this part is optional. Yeah. Yes, give me body. I'm looking at myself, y'all. My hair's stuck. I'm just looking at myself. This looks good. She did that. Okay, so after finishing the eye look, I am going to show you just one of my nice nude lip combos that I like to do. So we're going to go in with brown lip liner from NYX. And with a nice nude lipstick, tap it. Like that. And we're gonna go into, give y'all a nice little sneak peek of one of my new glosses I just made. We're gonna call it a little Dulce, you know? Not like Dolce and Gabbana, like Dolce de Leche. So D-U-L-C-E. It's a nice caramel, like brown color. Look at that. Look at that. Nice, just nude brown color, and you can build it up to how dark you want it to be. I still want the center of my lip to be brighter, so I'm not going to put too much on the center. I'll feather it out on the edges for sure. And just like that. So this is the completed look. Basically kept it all about the eyeshadow. Very simple, straightforward, great beginner friendly eyeshadow tutorial. Little tips here and there. So I'm going to be doing more tips and videos like this. I already started a little bit on my Instagram page. I do how to Thursdays, but those aren't as detailed as these types of videos. So if you want something that's a little quicker than this, definitely I'm going to put my Instagram name at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you follow your girl. But if you like a little bit more detailed, you got time today, you want to watch me do it while you're trying it, here as well will be at here on YouTube. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Next tutorial that I'm going to do for tips is how to match your foundation shade. I'm trying to make sure I'm not clapping too loud because I don't know how this new camera is going to pick up, but I know that is a big thing. It's never going to not be a big thing, but especially now that we're in this Pandora's box, whatever you want to call it, and it has changed the way that you can match your foundation at stores. So I'm going to give you the rundown, give you a little how-to, little tips, so you can make sure you can be able to get the right shade for you. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on that video and other videos. And also just hit that like button and comment down below. Let your girl know you like today's video and how you feel about this look and a nice little sneak peek I threw up in there. I like how I did that of my new lip gloss that will be coming out on Amira's Cosmetics. So I will talk to you guys next time, and as always, make sure you stay blooming. Bye.